My name is Justin Carley, and I chose to do my project on the movie Shrek. I'm conducting an analysis of mate selection and the relationship between Shrek and Fiona, as well as Donkey and the dragon. I'm also going to take a look at the characteristics that make Shrek a memorable protagonist versus Lord Farquaad as a memorable antagonist. A study conducted by Liliana Alvarez looked at two main theories as to how people find potential mates. The first one was the self-seeking like theory, which assumes that people don't seek out the most attractive person, but instead someone who matches them in terms of physical attraction. The second was the search for good genes theory. This goes along with what is known as the competition hypothesis. This states that couples have similar features due to the competition for the most attractive partner. At the end of Shrek, Fiona loved Shrek in either her human form or her ogre form. But when Shrek kissed her and took away her curse, she took the form that was most beautiful to him, an ogre. Where the donkey and the dragon, however, don't seem to follow either of these theories, and in fact, they couldn't really stray farther from the norm. And all that information came from the following source. I also took a look at the idea of romantic love, and I will go through each idea on this list individually as the presentation continues. The first one is a desire for union in a physical and emotional way. Shrek and Fiona may have been physically attracted to each other from the start, but they certainly don't show it. In fact, Fiona shows a little shock when she sees Shrek's face for the first time. But they do form an emotional bond, and they do see each other as attractive in the end. For idealization of the beloved, I will use Donkey and the dragon as an example. Donkey tricks the dragon at first and makes her love him as a plan to escape, but he eventually realizes what he could have had and can't get her out of his mind. It doesn't even have to be said that no one wants a relationship that isn't exclusive. That would basically make it not a relationship at all. But all Shrek, Fiona, Donkey, and Dragon want is their partner and no one else. Intrusive thinking is the next concept, and even when Shrek is just bringing Fiona back to Lord Farquaad, he shows that he wishes that Fiona thought about him, and that it makes him sad that she probably just thinks of him as a dumb ogre. Emotional dependency is the next idea, and even though Shrek is a very strong-willed individual, he does let his emotions for Fiona affect him after he loses her to Farquaad at first. As does the dragon get very emotional when she thinks that Donkey bailed on her. Reordering of life priorities and motivations plays a big role in Shrek. At the beginning of the story, Shrek simply wants his land back and to get back to his normal way of life. After he loses Fiona and realizes that that's not what he wants in life, and that he actually wants to move in an entirely different direction. And of course, when Shrek and Farquaad first see that Fiona is an ogre, Shrek showed that he has powerful empathy and concern for her when Farquaad wanted to lock them both up for good. And everything I just said came from this following source. Now I'll take a look at our protagonist and our antagonist. Antagonist displays traits of social dominance, the self-interested pursuit of wealth, prestige, and power. They were also found to be selfish, unfriendly, undisciplined, emotionally unstable, and intellectually dull. They also show aggressive self-assertion. Lord Farquaad displayed a number of these different traits. He was a king, and starts the story by removing all those he doesn't like, the fairy tale creatures. He shows no emotion when he takes Shrek's land from him, and he forces Shrek into a quest that he should be doing himself. Traits of a protagonist are basically the exact opposite. Protagonists show traits that evoke admiration, display motive dispositions, and personality traits that exemplify strong personal development and a healthy social adjustment. Protagonists are agreeable, conscientious, emotionally stable, and open to experience. Though Shrek may not have started the story with all of these traits, he certainly gained some of them as the story goes on, even though he may still be a little rough around the edges at times. And even Donkey, though he isn't a main protagonist, he certainly plays a big role. Even though he isn't the strongest, he definitely shows that he wants to help and that he has great people skills. And all that info came from this source, and thank you for watching.